Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This time we're on Season 3, Episode 6, titled Among Us Hide. Among Us Hide what? I don't know, but apparently Among Us Hide. Last time we had 4,722 hours, which was, as we found out, the amount of time Gemma actually spent on Marvith, on the alien planet that the monolith led to. And for half of it she was alone. For half of it she was alone, like her experience of it was alone, and she had to learn to survive and wait for some sense of rescue. And then after she found out that she wasn't alone, she was no longer alone. She befriended Will. She got to know him, who he was, the astronaut, who came through on a planned mission, but then lost his entire team while he was there, and then never actually found a way back. So he had been there since 2001, and they tried to get back. They tried to send a message in a bottle back through the portal, but they failed as it closed as they tried to do it. And then Gemma lost all hope, and then Will tried to console her, and then they kissed, and stuff went that way. So yeah, that was some fun stuff. But yeah, I think it was just like a nice exploration, like a nice kind of display, like a nice exploration of what her time on the planet was like. And it was her retelling that story to Fitz too. It was her actually explaining everything to Fitz, telling him exactly what went on. And then at the end, we saw some sense of how he felt listening to that entire story. And at the end, the only thing he really said was, "We're going to get him back." So he declared like a rescue mission to actually get Will back, and stuff. So yeah, it was a really well done episode. Elizabeth Henstridge absolutely knocked it out of the park. She absolutely knocked it out of the park. So can't wait to see what more performances like that she's got in store for us. But yeah, I think going forward we're gonna have to. That's going to be like a kind of side plot of sorts for us. I think our main thing now is dealing with the ATCU and Lash and Ward's Hydra stuff. But yeah, I think on the side we'll have the Marveth stuff, and Gemma and Fitzsimmons doing the return mission to rescue Will from Marveth and bring him back to Earth. So yeah, fun stuff. But that is pretty much all I have. Not really the whole lot. It was a very, very confined, compact kind of episode. Very, very kind of like a flashback. No, not even a flashback. It was like a trip down, like a very, very precise trip down memory lane for Gemma as she did this whole retelling and stuff. So yeah, it was nice to see. It was nice to see stuff from her perspective, and to see exactly what she went through and how long she went through it and stuff like that. So yeah, it was cool. But that's pretty much all I have from the last one. So episode 6, Among Us Hide. Let's go. This will be the highlights reaction for YouTube. If you guys want the full-length watch-along reaction, then you can find that over on Patreon, so you can go to that there. But yeah, let's go. Among Us Hide. Let's go.
You're off that assignment.
Good. Then put me on it.
Yes, May can finish the job. May can put 2 between his eyes.
Are you back?
Yeah.
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 I'm back.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's back. Yeah. Just the female John Wick. Just set her on him.
You were egging him on, letting him fight your battles for you. It's your fault.
If I knew Andrew was in danger.
She was in rehab. Oh, Jesus.
Okay. You're upset.
Oh, Christ. Oh, God, another May versus Bobby fight, really? This one's just unnecessary.
So you can fight your own battles.
What? You were testing me?
Had to make sure you were mission ready.
Oh, she wants her along for the mission. Okay. Oh, it was a test. 'Twas a test.
Coulson still has me off combat duty.
I'm going with you.
Like hell you are.
No, you can't.
Put Andrew
No.
at risk.
I had Ward in my sights. Damn right I pulled the trigger. You of all people.
Yeah, and you still missed.
Your father understood. Protecting assets was more important than flaunting them.
Who's this?
You never let me in on that stuff. So does that mean you'll help me?
I'll handle everything.
Who is this? This, I assume he's a Hydra
You need
name.
to pick me up.
Yes.
I'll stay with you. When the emergency's done, then we can go.
You can't. Not where I'm going.
Oh, so we're not sharing information then? Because you kind of just made a whole thing about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Director Coulson will be joining us.
Yeah, he can play her at her own
Take me
cards. He can play her very well at her own deck of cards. Imagine them playing an actual card game.
What, you don't think I should help Simmons rescue Will?
Do you think you should? He's
Yes.
the competition. If your girlfriend's ex wants to visit from Phoenix, you do not buy him a plane ticket.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
really specific.
Fitz, do not take any relationship
Anyway,
advice
this
whatsoever
guy
from Hunter.
kept Simmons alive.
Coulson put me on the bench,
No, now you're lonely.
so I thought I'd offer my expertise elsewhere.
Been thinking about your ATCU theory. Who took off before the convoy left, and who knew the exact route we were going to take?
Cash.
Banks.
Banks.
He's
I don't
got
know why I call him
access to
Cash.
everything the ATCU
I knew the
runs
guy,
on.
and I knew the face. Yeah, Banks, not
We should tell
Cash.
him.
Already got a van ready
Banks.
to go.
I'll drive,
Hunter.
please.
Jeez, this need to be useful is getting really, really needy. Boom, a bomb. I'm thinking that's a bomb. It looks like a bomb.
Box 38.
Different to the bomb I was expecting. Yeah.
现在用我的办法。
Oh crap. Okay, never mind. No, never mind. Never mind.
Sorry.
Her Mandarin is great. I love that they actually allowed Ming-Na to use that for the scene. Yeah, I love that.
One yet.
Looks like we're following him home. At a safe distance.
Yeah, don't just run him off the road and then grab his injured body. Jesus.
All right, if we take a look around.
Of course. Not you.
Wow, so Rosalind's already bringing Coulson home, huh?
Okay, I didn't actually know that there were this many biographies of Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, Maggie Thatcher. Probably not the best person to follow.
Furniture.
There must be some way we can keep.
Hunter, god damn it.
Oh no.
What are you doing, Hunter? Hunter, you look like a mugger.
Hey!
Come on!
What? You are giving the British such a bad name right now. You are giving the Brits such a bad name. Such a bad name.
I still think you need to talk about your anger issues.
And
Yeah,
this
so
isn't
definitely.
Medline.
You don't just
Don't
walk
have
up to
the
someone with an ice and be like,
equivalent of blood.
Okay.
There you go. Blood.
this,
Okay, there might be a small anger issue.
you think?
Pass me the swab.
All I'm saying is that you've been through something extreme. There will be after effects. Sound familiar?
It's being on this side of the counseling.
Oh, she's analyzing Andrew.
They mean well, but the more they try to help.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
What?
We know.
Trust me, there is no universe in which I think you did that. Hunter.
Subject en route to Endotex.
I gotta admit, the bat. That was a nice touch. Triple Crown winners. Autographs from Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, Frank Robinson, Carl Yastrzemski. Most people.
Now I have a
just look at
feeling
that
there's some
wouldn't know that it's
sentimental
worth
value
over
behind
$7
that.
grand, but I do. What possible reason would the head of the ATCU have for keeping me here?
No,
with
there's a
that?
twist coming. There's a twist coming. I can smell it.
He went through customs several hours ago.
Nice work, Fitz. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, we go to a penthouse in Lisbon.
Fitz is the MVP out here with all this tech and the computers.
You want to
and
talk
everything.
about what happened at the bank?
Simmons, what do you got?
It's negative. Banks has no inhuman
He's
markers.
human.
He's not inhuman. I know this isn't easy for you. It's an odd situation.
Yeah, it's one of the oddest. I am gonna know. It's not even a question.
He's gonna get to know him. Or is this just what he's telling Gemma? Hometown. Oh, he's been researching Will. Hometown hero Will Daniels.
I don't care what.
Okay. There's no bad news, right? Nothing he was hiding from Gemma.
Is he dead?
That's
Oh,
a.
they're monitoring him. He's alive.
Wait, that's a person? That's a person? I can't even see the
Storing
person.
Humans they find.
Oh, Rosalind and Coulson are there right now. He's at the facility. Ah. Well, that's quite a sight to behold.
There's no way we're working with the ATCU now.
Tremors.
Okay, Daisy, bring it back.
Daisy, the dwarf.
Daisy, bring it back before they see it.
All right.
You can't risk exposing yourself. Is that a I can't. Oh, it is a person. Okay, I see now. It is an actual person in there. Yeah.
You lost someone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm such an idiot for not seeing it. I'm sorry. Big baseball fan, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I knew that baseball had to
My
be
husband.
something sentimental. Husband.
He was a cardiologist, an honest man, a good husband, and cancer sucks.
I'm sorry.
Oh damn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Come on. Oh damn. No, come on, Bobby. Come on, come on, come on, Bobby. Grab that baton, just whack him in the balls with it.
3 times your size, girl.
Whack him in the balls. Go for the eggs. Yeah, fry him. Fry him. There we go. Fry him. Yeah.
But I didn't know he changed into that thing.
You what? He changed
really
into
happened?
that thing? No! Don't tell me! Don't tell me! I refuse. That is not possible. That is not possible. He's Lash! He's Lash! Andrew is Lash! Oh my goodness. Sweet Mary, mother of Joseph. Does he? And he knows. He knows. Andrew is inhuman.
Dr. Garner, hey.
Is that Lincoln? Have anything to help us with Lash?
No,
Nothing.
just
No.
one.
Nothing. Nah. No.
Hey, did Lincoln tell you where he is? I mean, he'd be
No.
safer here, under our protection.
I
No,
know,
he
he
wouldn't.
doesn't believe me,
Nuh-uh.
won't tell
No,
me.
he wouldn't. Nothing.
I'll let you know when he does.
Nuh-uh.
Great.
I don't trust that smile anymore. I do not trust that smile one bit. Nor that face. Andrew, why? 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 Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ. Oh. Okay. Is this... I don't know if I have any words that might describe accurately how I'm feeling right now, other than what like my mind is just like it's radio static. My mind is currently just playing radio static on a loop. I have no idea how to feel about any of this. Damn. God damn. Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. Andrew is Lash. Andrew is not only an inhuman, but he is Lash. He's Lash. Okay, alright. Yeah, okay, wow. So let's talk about that. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about that. Andrew is Lash. He is the inhuman Lash, and I mean, I thought if they were gonna go down that road, then it would have been like, oh, he's like a werewolf, or like he's like a were-inhuman, or like something like he's like a werewolf. Like, you know, he blacks out when he transforms, does the killing, does all this stuff, and then transforms back into Andrew Garner again, and then he just has no memories. He has no memories of the event. He doesn't remember what he's done or who he's killed. I thought it would be like that. Like that would have made like because of how we know Andrew, that would have made more sense. Like Andrew himself, he's not a killer. He helps people. He's a psychiatrist. He's a consultant for S.H.I.E.L.D. Like he doesn't go around killing people, humans or Inhumans. So that would have made more sense. Like him actually blacking out, turning into Lash, and then, you know, like he is Lash. He is the Lash that they've been fighting this entire time. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like an alter ego for him. He's like a completely different being, like a completely different person, like a mind, completely different to his own. When he turns into Lash, and then he does this stuff, and then transforms back again. So yeah, this then makes sense why he didn't kill Daisy, because he's still Andrew underneath. He's still Andrew. He still recognizes her. He doesn't want to kill her. But yeah, it completely changed at the end though. Like that post-credit scene, or like that mid-credit scene, completely changed. Like, you know, when Daisy gets off the phone with Lincoln, and then Andrew starts talking to her, and then he turns around after she says that there's no news on where Lincoln is and stuff like that. He turns around and his smile just turns into a frown, and he just, you know, gets all angry and just walks away. Like it just completely changes the tone on who Andrew is now. And god damn it. So that's how he escaped. So they did kill the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. They did. So yeah, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, like, Coulson had a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent out in the field too. He had him trying to protect Andrew, and he was the guy still dressed smart with smart shoes and everything. And he was the guy that was shot, and died in a blast. Yeah, but Andrew didn't get blasted off. He caused the fire. He started the fire. He burned the entire place down, hoping to take out any witnesses. So yeah, but he transformed, took out some Hydra dudes. Like, I'm sorry, I need to go back and watch that transformation scene again. I need to go back and, like, that transformation scene was so good. It was the transformation itself was so good. I need to go back and watch that again. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, it's like like when it starts off, it actually his facial structure as a whole changes. You see the facial, you know, distinctions on Lash's face actually growing out of his head and stuff. Yeah, you see his entire skull just changing. Then yeah, and it's like, in that sense, it's kind of like a werewolf transformation. It's kind of like a werewolf transformation. Like his entire body is changing to accommodate for the appearance and structure of another being. So I mean, yeah, like with werewolf stuff, I mean, everything changes. I mean, it's like your entire, you know, your organs and your skeletal structure is being rearranged and enlarged and all that kind of stuff. So with this one, with werewolf stuff, I mean, if you want to go more original, then I'd say, like, in those typical transformations, it's like, you know, it's much more painful, because again, your body is changing to become something completely different, completely the opposite of human. So with this one, with Lash, I don't know if it would hurt Andrew. Like he's bulking up, he's growing bigger, and he's just changing completely, tearing out of his thing. He's growing teeth, he's growing hair out. You know, he just becomes something completely different. Yeah, he grows a lot more muscle and stuff. He's completely different. He's completed such a good job on the transformation. Such a good job. Yeah. Oh, so he looks terrifying too. He looks absolutely terrifying. Yeah, and then he changes back into Andrew before getting ready to burn the place down. Damn, yeah, I think that's the scariest part of it. It's just that Andrew knows what's going on. He knows. He transforms knowingly and intentionally, and then he burns everything down intentionally. Like he knows that this is what he is now. So yeah, I think that kind of begs the question of when it happened. Like, because he is inhuman. They tested the DNA markers, and it came back that he was actually inhuman. So when did he transform? Like, because then I wonder if he's actually one of the people from the outbreak. Yeah, if he's one of the people made inhuman by the release of the Terrigens into the fish oils and stuff and things like that. I don't know. Probably, yeah. He has to be someone from the outbreak, because I think if it was before the outbreak from back then, I think it wouldn't have, it couldn't have been from before the outbreak. The outbreak is what saw the surge in human creation. So he has to be one of them. He has to definitely be one of them. But then he doesn't even tell them. He doesn't tell them, and then it's like, it's such a drastic shift in character tone too. Like, he turns into an Inhuman, and then and then he goes around killing people. It's like he went from an actual like a psychologist that helped people, and then he just, you know, as soon as he turned, he was just like, you know, he just turned into, you know, I'm not evil, I'm not merciful, I'm necessary. So he sees himself as like a necessary evil to take out other Inhumans, and yet he's not killed it, and he hasn't killed Daisy. I mean, she can handle herself. She's in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody, and stuff. And I think Lincoln is the one he's more concerned about. But I think, I don't know why he would want to kill people. I mean, yeah, because he was around when the Inhuman stuff was going on. Yeah, he was around last season when the Inhuman stuff was going on. He was brought on to help consult for Daisy's evaluation. So I can't with a good conscience believe that he would ever suddenly grow some kind of prejudice against Inhumans simply by becoming one of them. If anything, being a part of the group would, you know, should shed some light onto what they face, and, you know, the fact that they are like a minority group. So yeah, I don't know, that stuff escapes me. I think, I don't know, because I think maybe it could still be some kind of Maybe it could be similar to Cal. Maybe it could be similar to Cal's like Jekyll and Hyde situation. Like when he's Andrew Garner, he actually does have a more sympathetic side, a more empathetic side to him. But then when he turns into Lash, it's like he turns into a monster. He turns into a killing machine for whatever reason. But then maybe the anger that's inside him when he's inside Lash is starting to bleed into him being Andrew. So maybe, you know, now. Maybe that's why we're now seeing such a sudden tone shift. And it's like, in this episode as a whole, like we didn't see that tone shift until the end. Like, you know, up until the reveal happened, we were able to see him. He was presented as still the same old kind Andrew Garner who's there to help people, and he's healing up. And then after the reveal, after the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo, he just has like a whole other demeanor to him. He just has a whole other kind of, you know, attitude, like a hidden one, you know, I'll be a hidden one, but, you know, he's just like a whole other kind of more evil, aggressive attitude. So something far more sinister. Yeah, I don't know what the intentions are here. I don't know what the intentions are, but they cannot be anything good. But yeah, Andrew is Lash. I never would have seen that coming. I thought that would have been. I thought they would have used Lash to introduce someone completely new from the comics. I thought they would have, you know, like with you know, like with Deathlock or the Inhumans, like introducing a new person that the movies haven't used. I mean, Lash as a character, the movies haven't used at all. And, you know, like seeing the movies come forward now and seeing how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has already come to an end, it's clear that there are very little. Like the movies have done jack shit to reference the TV shows in any way, but the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and even the Netflix shows actually take time to reference the larger MCU every now and then. So I don't know why that actually is. I think I read somewhere that I read somewhere that, you know, Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb, the guy in charge of Marvel TV, had some kind of creative feud or some kind of strain in their professional kind of collaboration thing. So because of that, like, the most they do is have the TV shows reference the movies with some name drops and other stuff here and there, but then other than that, nothing really happens. And, you know, same way to, you know, MCU to the TV shows. So that sucks, but apparently that's what it is. And I mean at this point, you know, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has ended. There's no word on what's happening. I mean, I've heard of Agents of S.W.O.R.D. I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard of S.W.O.R.D. I heard that was referenced at the end of Far From Home. Talos, Nick Fury was up in space helping the Skrulls with their new kind of project, and apparently S.W.O.R.D. is like an organization in space, like a S.H.I.E.L.D. version of space, like a space version of S.H.I.E.L.D. I should say. So I've heard fans saying, you know, okay, now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is over, so bring us Agents of S.W.O.R.D. and stuff like that. But I don't know what it actually deeply is. But there's that, and then the Netflix shows were cancelled. So there's no kind of nowhere near any kind of hints or signs of those being revived anytime soon. But yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of just going somewhere and nowhere. It's going anywhere and nowhere. It's just, I don't know. There's not really any signs. And then there's other shows like Legion, which I think is a Fox show. Then there's Runaways and Cloak and Dagger. Both I've heard are pretty good shows. And Inhumans went for like 1 season, I believe. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think I've heard it's because of that creative difference between the people in charge that they don't really bother to do anything with it, which sucks. But apparently that's the way things are. Apparently so. But yeah, no, it is great to actually see some more answers to Lash, and yeah, Andrew definitely is still alive, and his after that reveal, I'd say his continued living status poses more threats than anything else. You know, he is Lash, the Inhuman hunter, so he's not really a friendly. But I do look forward to the reveal to the rest of the team, though. I do look forward to that. I do look forward to the rest of the team. I mean, May knows now, so it's just a matter of her and Bobby getting back to base, and then, you know, them doing that. Because I think, because I think Andrew might know the kid is still alive. I think he might know, but then whether or not he knows that Bobby and May went after Werner is up for discussion. And if he does find that out, then he'll be like, you know, oh, if that kid's still alive, then he'll tell May the truth, and everything will come crumbling down. But I don't know. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I want to see the reaction when May gets back to base and all that stuff happens. So yeah, I want to see how that goes down. That reveal to the team. I want to see how that goes down. But yeah, that was an amazing reveal. That was an amazing, amazing. I never would have thought. They could actually switch the tables that way. I literally went from R.I.P. Andrew to, oh my god, Andrew, no. I literally went from mourning him to being terrified of him. In the course of 2 episodes, I went from mourning him and blaming Hunter for his death to being straight up terrified of him, being like, guys, you have to get out of there now. He's the one you're hunting, and he's hunting you too. That is an amazing switch, going from mourning his death to being terrified of him. But yeah, that's wild. That is wild. But yeah, Andrew is Lash. Andrew is like, I don't even know if that's how the way it went in the comics, because I mean, I don't know if Andrew is an actual comic book character, or if he's, you know, someone that they've brought in, or if they've changed Lash's story from the comics, and that he was originally someone else, and they actually changed him to be Andrew in this. I mean, I think this way it offers a great plot twist. It offers a great turn of the tables, like, oh, May's ex-husband is an inhuman killer, an inhuman killing machine. But yeah, I think it's really cool. It's really cool. There's a mystery Hydra Man too. I've never seen him. Not just in Israel, but I mean the actor. I'm like 90% sure I don't recognize him. Actually, I'm 10% sure I might have seen him somewhere, like, you know, like a really obscure movie somewhere, like a series somewhere. I feel like his face is one of those faces that, you know, like you see it and you're like, oh, he's perfect for this kind of role, like a Hydra Godfather or something. And he definitely does seem like that. Hey, he does seem like the Godfather of Hydra, but I don't know. I think, like, for the most part, I can say I've never actually seen him in anything before. I don't even know the actor's name, so that's further proof of that. But yeah, he does seem to be a very, very specific Hydra person. One of the last few, maybe older generational Hydra members who have survived. He outlasted Strucker and Whitehall and everyone else, so he outlasted all of them. List, I don't know. I think I mentioned this before. We haven't seen any of List. I think from what I remember, he didn't die. He hasn't died yet. I think he was blasted by Tony's repulsor in Age of Ultron, but to my knowledge, I don't remember him dying. Did he die? I don't remember it. I think no, I don't remember him dying. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember him dying. I mean, again, my memory is worth fuck all, but still, like, I genuinely don't remember him dying. So it's like, not like I'm not in denial of him ever having died, but I don't remember him dying, so I think he would be another. If he's still alive, then he would be another member that this guy can then contact if they're on good terms. But this guy seems to operate on his own, and he and then afterwards he convinced Ward to actually go right back after Werner. He told Werner he'd take care of it all, and Ward originally had that plan anyway, like, find Werner, hunt him down, and take care of him, so, tying up loose ends. Which I think they did. They stabbed him right before the fight against May and Bobby ensued. So, I think, it's definitely in the cards that he's dead, and this guy, whoever he is, he seems to be a Hydra dude, but don't really know much about him, so not really much to go on, but just worth mentioning. Fosalind, is that a good name for them? Fosalind, Phil and Rosalind, Fosalind? I don't know, it just sounds like a fossil. Rice, Rosalind, and no, right, that doesn't make any sense. Rice? No, that's just Rosalind Price. I don't know, I remember there was like, let me go back. There were some ship names someone commented. Yeah, there were some ship names that someone commented on one of the videos. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, Philice. Could. It's written like the word could, but I don't know if it's cold. Is that cold? I think Coulson and Rosalind, but it's like the majority of it is Coulson's name. Oh, someone actually put prison? Really? Prison? I get it, like, Price and Coulson. Oh god, they're like, okay, it's a good thing that the characters themselves have good chemistry, because I don't know if I could ever support a ship called Prison. I don't know if I could ever support a ship called Prison and Conned, yeah. Philice, could, Prison, and Conned, yeah. Damn, yeah. I personally like Prison, LOL. Of course, I never shipped them either. Phil and Melinda forever. Yeah, I'll stand by that. Phil and Melinda, they are a damn good couple. I'll stand by that one. But yeah, Prison. Wow, I don't think that's ever gonna leave my mind. Every time I see him, it's gonna be like, hey, it's Prison, everyone's second favorite OTP besides from Fitzsimmons. Yeah, Prison. Jesus, I didn't. I think that's the best one. I think that's the best one out of all of them. Prison. Oh, I can't. It's impossible for you to call that with a straight face. Imagine you actually call a couple that. You actually put two people together, and you call them that. Prison. Price and Coulson. Prison. God, it's just like, that's just like, it just sounds like the worst possible marriage. Like, oh, hey, how's your wife doing? Are you guys okay? Is your relationship okay? Yeah, just like being in prison. Oh, Prison. Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, okay, it was a good idea to read the comments on that one. Yeah, so, yeah, but no, in this episode we see more of we see a bit more of Coulson and Rosalind. Cosalind, that would work. Cosalind, yeah, better than Prison. Cosalind, that would work. We saw a bit more of Cosalind. And yeah, she took him back home. She brought him home, not to the parents, but she brought him home and showed him around her place, and she has a collection of Margaret Thatcher books. Really? Maggie Thatcher of all people? You couldn't find anyone else? Maggie Thatcher, great. And then she had a baseball bat in memory of her husband, signed by some big league players. I don't follow baseball. I like it, it's a great sport, I just don't, it's not one of the sports I follow. I mean, I very rarely follow American sports much anyway. But yeah, there was that, and then she had two TVs and like a whole computer and everything. So her house was broken into, but nothing was stolen. Apparently, the thief was scared off by her intricate security system. So there's that, which isn't. I guess it isn't impossible. You break in, but then if you set off the alarms, then that is kind of like a. It's kind of like a warning to get out before the authorities arrive, or the person who owns the place arrives, so it's not really impossible. I don't really think that Thief had much of a desire to stick around and fight whoever showed up, so there was that. But yes, and then she brought him burgers from his favorite place, so that was super cute. And then she took him to the ATCU facility. So they are storing in human bodies. They're keeping them medically comatose. Keeping them medically comatose, and they're trying to find a cure. They're trying to find a cure for the inhuman disease, which I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard that, my mind flashed back to the X-Men movie Last Stand. The X-Men The Last Stand, where in that movie they try and come up with a cure to suppress the mutant X gene. They actually try and come up with a cure for the mutant race. So yeah, my mind flashed back into that, which I don't know. I mean, maybe they could have taken inspiration from it. Maybe they could have, been trying to do that but better or whatever. But I mean, it's not really an uncommon thing to do. Like any time in these kinds of products, whenever there's like a massive thing going around, like a pandemic of all these different things, all these different types of things popping up, then it's not really uncommon for the government to want to try and find a cure. But then it's the fact that we're not finding out up until now. When they were first introduced, the president said, I mean, he could have been keeping it a secret from the public because he didn't want people to be ashamed or scared. But when he first introduced them, he said, that they were just like a government-sanctioned organization tasked with capturing these threats and removing them for the safety of the public. But now it's like, oh, they're capturing them, locking them away in little pods, and they're trying to find a cure for them. So that's very, very different. I think Daisy will definitely have some words to say about that. She'll definitely have some things to say about that. She's not going to be happy about people trying to find a way to cure her. But it's definitely going to spark that debate. It's definitely going to spark that kind of debate over whether or not Inhumans need to be cured. And it's definitely going to spark that kind of conversation about, if there's something really wrong, inherently wrong with Inhumans, if it's not enough to just, because literally the way they started off this season was saying, oh, you can never go back to your normal life. Things will never be the same for you again. You will have to learn to control your powers, and you can never, things can never go back to the way they were, and you'll just have to accept this now. But then now, if the ATCU actually does somehow find a cure, then they're gonna start, advertising that, being like, oh, if you're affected by this virus, if you're affected by this inhuman gene, then come to us. We can help you. You can have your old life back. And stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I think Daisy would definitely look at it from a more helpful perspective. She definitely look at it at the perspective of trying to help people, but at the same time, it would be like, what if they try and use it on her? What if they try and use it on other people? What if it doesn't work? What if it does more damage than what if it does more harm than good? Like what if? It's gonna spark a conversation. It's definitely gonna spark a conversation, and I think there's more to this facility than lets on, honestly. There's more to this facility than lets on, and I think having seen these types of stories unfold, like from experience of having seen these types of stories unfold, I think that there's always more to it, or they lie, like, what they say isn't what they actually mean. So she's like, in the end, it may well be a cure, but it might be a cure that kills them, and if it's the only one that works, then the ATCU might push to use it anyway, like, oh, they can either be a living threat or a dead inhuman. If they live, then they continue to threaten lives. If they die inhuman, then that's another threat wiped off the map. So I don't know if they might go down that route, or if that's something that they might explore. But it's Banks is the one that gives me the creeps. Banks is the one that I find suspicious. Rosalind, I feel like, again, I feel like, I feel sympathy for her because she lost her husband to cancer and everything, but at the same time, she could be lying. It could be something to, the one that, like, she gives Coulson what he wants, which is him actually seeing the facility, but she doesn't actually tell him the truth. She makes something up for sympathy points, or she makes something up to keep him off her scent, and, keep him off the scent of what they're really doing. But no, I feel like it's gonna come. That's gonna come back to bite me in the ass when it's actually revealed that oh yeah, confirmation her husband did actually die, and I'm just gonna feel like an asshole being like, great, so I just misjudged her completely then for no reason. But I don't know. I guess you can see. So I mean, it's a good thing. Like they like rehabilitation is not something that works for everyone. We haven't even seen Joey for a good few episodes. So we have next to no idea how he's doing. So rehabilitation is not something that's like a proven method. It's just S.H.I.E.L.D.'s way of handling things. So we don't know how many Inhumans it will work on, or how many Inhumans S.H.I.E.L.D. can help. So if the ATC can cure them, it's clearly a path that they might need to take. They might need to explore at the very least. So yeah, I guess we'll see how that story goes. We'll see how it goes. Fitzsimmons addressed the whole Will thing, the whole Will Daniels thing, and Simmons especially addressed it, being like, I know this is like a tough topic for you, but you have to understand, expressing her side, and yeah, like, okay, so I don't know if I already talked about this in the last one, but I think it's come to my attention that some people do feel, or at least like a few people from what I've seen feel that Simmons may have cheated on Fitz. And where do I stand on this? So I mean, me personally, I don't know if I would say that she cheated. I don't know if I'd say that she cheated because okay, Gemma, right? Simmons was on that planet for 4,000 hours, so that's like 6 months, basically just over 6 months. That's like half a year. Almost a year. If it's over 6 months, it's almost a year that she was on that planet. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, so it was that long for her on Marveth, but then on Earth, because it's a wormhole, time is somewhat differentiated. I don't know how much longer or how much lesser it would have been on Earth for Fitz, but yeah, people are pointing out that Simmons, it looks like she gave up and just hooked up with Will, which I mean, I don't know if she actually hooked up. I mean, people are saying that she did because their beds were pushed together in one of those final shots, like their beds were pushed together. So I mean, to me, that doesn't really mean that they slept together. It just means that they decided to sleep together in the same area. Like they just decided to be closer together. It doesn't mean that she definitely just dropped those panties and bada bing bada boom. But yeah, that's how you describe sex. But no, like I mean, they kissed. That happened, and fair enough. It may well have been a good couple of weeks, a good few weeks, like between that first kiss and then the actual final one where they went out to try and watch the sunrise and the flare popped up and all that stuff happened. So fair enough, that kind of thing. But Fitzsimmons are not in a committed relationship as of yet. I think their feelings are somewhat known. And before she got sucked up, literally seconds before she got sucked up, Fitz did ask her out on a date. He did ask her out on a date, but they weren't committed. And I'm not trying to defend cheating here. I would never defend infidelity in any shape or form. But emotionally speaking, they were both compromised, I'd say. I mean, is compromise the word I'm looking for? No, emotionally. I mean, not compromised. What's what I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. They were both kind of emotionally. They were getting ready to spend time with each other. They were emotionally beyond best friends, but I personally don't think they were at the point where you could call them together just yet. There was no confirmation of that. There was no confirmation that, Fitz was her boyfriend and Simmons was his girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. So there was little to no confirmation on that. It was just like a first date, which they only had once she got back. He had that reservation booked for months. So, they only had it once she got back, and then she broke down into tears and everything, so that happened. So I think that then could have been a reason why she broke down. She saw the wine and she broke down into tears, but then we see in the last episode, she was having dinner with Will, and then she was like, wine, I would kill for a bottle of wine. But I think it could have been a mixture of her remembering her time with Will, and then feeling guilty having this date with Fitz now, knowing what she'd done, and also the wine too. So apparently wine makes people cry. So yeah, it's made me wince the first time I tried it. It never made me cry. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, Fitz is clearly showing that there's no hard feelings. I mean, he could just be covering up. That's also a thing that people do, men and women alike. It's also a thing that people do. You know, they kind of cover up feelings and then they pretend that things are okay on the front, when in reality they're kind of, you know, wrestling with feelings on the inside. And Fitz was shown to be having been researching Will. He was researching Will Daniels, seeing who he really was, and the newspaper headlines called him a hometown hero, I believe. I'm going to go back to that shot too, that scene, because I think it zoomed in at one point, but then there was an actual, and like another shot, another scene. Yeah, so he was an astronaut. He was an astronaut. Hometown hero Will Daniels. So he was heading the satellite rescue mission. Mission description. So a bunch of stuff, docking procedure, a bunch of just space stuff, astronaut stuff. So yeah, I think it zooms in at one point. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like it shows that he wanted to be an astronaut while he was young, and he achieved that dream and stuff. So yeah, I think it is Fitz just doing background mission. I think it's based on. It's also after what Hunter said. Hunter. I said it then. I'll make it a clearer point now. Fitz should not be taking relationship advice or life advice, for that matter, from Lance Hunter. Like Hunter, you know, Bobby is his ex-wife, you know, and they have numerous issues even to this day within their relationship, and they're staying strong, but still they have their issues. And also Hunter jumping straight into he's your competition, like that alone made me be like, no, okay, do not take advice from Hunter. Like, it's not about Will being competition or anything like that. Like, you know, like regardless of whether or not he kissed Simmons, like, you know, him being competition is relevant. He's another human life on another planet, left behind, and he deserves to be able to come home. Like that, you know, takes precedence over whatever, you know, status he has in another couple's relationship. Because I mean, I don't even think this is going to be a love triangle thing. I genuinely don't, because, you know, it's because, again, like the way that episode ran is like, you know, like a last two, the only two people alive on a hostile alien planet. You know, they're gonna grow closer. They're the only humans there. They're the only ones who understand each other and where they come from. So it's inevitable. It's inevitable that they grow closer. But, you know, it's just another situation. I think, again, I don't agree with the kiss, but I'm not going to shame Simmons for it. You know, she's an adult woman. She can make her own decisions. She can kiss whoever she damn well pleases. She can be with whoever she damn well pleases. And as much as I would like it to be Fitz, it's still her choice. I mean, again, and for another matter, she's a fictional character, so it doesn't really matter either way. But yeah, I have no concerns about this turning into some kind of love triangle, because I really don't see it going that way anyway. I'm pretty sure the writers are smarter than that. But yeah, I think it like, you know, the fact that he's another human being trapped on an alien world takes precedence over what he is, what he's done, or anything like that. So, you know, like Hunter making those kind of comments, just, you know, it's just the height of immaturity. Like, oh yeah, he kissed your girlfriend, he's competition, he doesn't deserve to come back. Like, no, that's just not how you approach this stuff at all. You know, so yeah, I don't know, that kind of thing just pissed me off. And then of course Hunter throughout the rest of the episode just begging to feel useful. Hunter just begging to feel useful, just, you know, just wanting to be needed by anyone. You know, and he goes up to Banks and he shoots him in the face with an icer. And then just not breaks his nose for extra measure to get the blood. I mean, sure, it's a good way of you know, they needed the blood to test for the markers, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, he is impulsive. Hunter is impulsive as all hell, and it's a problem. It's an issue. It got Andrew shot. It got a last shot. I'm still over that. It got a last shot. But, you know, it's like who else might he get killed because of it? Who else might he get killed because of this vendetta against Ward? Like, who else might Ward put some kind of tail on? I mean, you know, the next person Ward decides to put under the crossfire might not be a lucky inhuman who's capable of defending themselves. It might actually be a defenseless being who will just get shot to death or stabbed or something. So, you know, there's just, you know, there's just no way, there seems to be no way of controlling Hunter or his kind of impulses and seeing things from another perspective. Like, he always just seems to think, you know, punch or shoot first and then ask questions later. So, I don't know. Hunter is Hunter. Hunter is Hunter. But he did seem guilty about Andrew, but he seemed guilty about Andrew, like, in a way that, you know, he wanted to see Andrew. He wanted to see Andrew, so that shows, like, a level of care. But at the same time, it's like he felt he didn't feel bad because he went after Ward and put another person's life at risk. He felt bad because his actions caused him to get hurt, which is kind of like a different thing. Like, you know, if he really cared, then he wouldn't have made that risk. He wouldn't have actually run that risk and, you know, put his life. In the moment he was thinking about, you know, the hundreds of other innocent lives that could be at risk because of the guns he supplied versus the one life of Andrew. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, you know, he like, you know, he seems glad, thankfully, that, you know, Andrew is okay after the fact. But then afterwards, you know, he does still want to make sure that, you know, Andrew's not hurt. And then May rightfully lashes out at him. And tries to get the point across, because again, that vendetta was consuming him. His vengeance was consuming him, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I do not know. And I think it's a nice parallel too. It's definitely a very nice parallel between Hunter and Bobby. You know that it's like Hunter is Hunter is more impulsive now than he might have been before because of Ward's attempt to kill Bobby, or at least to kill Hunter. Like, he feels much more angry here. He has much stronger anger issues now than he did before, and it clearly shows. Whereas with Bobby, she's afraid of actually losing in the field now because of what she went through. She's afraid of losing. She's afraid of actually falling weak again because of Ward's injuries inflicted onto her. So there's like a nice parallel. One can't wait to get some punches out, and the other is afraid that she'll throw a bad punch or a wrong punch, and, you know, just go down too easily. So it's a nice parallel. So that is the end of this reaction. That is the end of this reaction review. But it's not the end of the video. No. I don't think I could actually bring myself to bring such a bland or blank end to this video after what's happened. I couldn't record this video with a completely positive or happy mindset. I couldn't do any of that. You know, I still enjoyed watching the episode, watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it was not the same. And any of you who have watched the news this past week will know that Chadwick Boseman passed away. He passed away earlier this week, and it hit everyone across the world. I think most people across the world it hit. You know, anyone who knew him in movies, like outside of Marvel, even he did so much outside of Marvel too. He passed away due to his own medical issues with colon cancer. So, yeah, as soon as I found that out, I was beyond shocked. Especially knowing how young he was when it went to him. He was, I think, 43. I think I read some people were saying 42, others were saying 43. So I'm just gonna caught between the two. But yeah, Chadwick Boseman unfortunately died. So it's a heavy piece of news for anyone to bear, but none more so than his family who will undeniably be having the hardest time of their lives. So I wish them all the power and respect that they can possibly have during this time. But yeah, he was incredible. He was an incredible actor, an incredible person through and through. But, you know, like him bringing T'Challa, the Black Panther, to life in the MCU was, you know, something we could only have ever dreamed of. And then the announcement came, and then everyone across the world cheered, and then, you know, the movie came out, and it was such a smashing hit. Like, not just financially, but, you know, influentially, it was such a hit too. Like, so many people across the world were affected by it in different ways, especially the black community. Like, young black kids looked up to him and the other characters in the movie, and actually, you know, saw someone who looked like themselves looking back at them. It was just such a powerful and such an influential kind of thing in cinema history. So So yeah, I wanted to mention that. I wanted to kind of share my own condolences in this video. You know, it's I feel bad that I haven't really. I'm aware of a few of his movie roles outside of Marvel. I think he played Jackie Robinson in 42. He played a character in 21 Bridges. He worked with the Russo brothers on that too. So in and out of Marvel, and he played just a smattering of other roles. And all the while, you know, I think he found out about his diagnosis in 2016, which was when Civil War came out. So he made that movie, all the while knowing that, you know, he had this, and then all the way down the years, you know, having all these different going through all these different medical procedures, but at the same time churning out movie after movie after movie, just knowing that his fans supported him, people across the world loved him, they loved watching him, his craft, and sharing all these different stories in and out of the Marvel universe. So, you know, I hope I can very easily speak for Marvel fans when I say that we will miss him and we love him for everything he's done. You know, everything he's done for everyone across the world. You know, bringing representation onto the big screen and allowing Marvel to tell the stories of T'Challa, of the Black Panther, of Wakanda, of that culture within the comic book universe, and allowing the black community to see themselves so positively and so eloquently represented on the big screen. And it's I honestly don't know a death that's shocked me so bad. I mean, Kobe Bryant's death was announced, but I never really, I mean, as sad as I felt, I never really followed him in basketball. I never really followed basketball like that. So you know, it didn't hit me nearly as badly as this one did. Because I literally woke up to this. I was in bed, my phone pinged off, and I was woken up by that. Literally, that very rarely happens. It usually takes like a good minute or so of my alarm going off for me to wake up. But I was very easily woken up by the ping, and then I saw the news notification, and I was half asleep, and I had no idea what to think of this. And I was like, this can't be right. And I actually had to sit up in bed and read through it, and I was like, oh. This is how this year really is gonna go. This is how this year is really gonna go. So yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking. He was only 43. And that's like, you know, it's still young. When you think about it, it's still a pretty young age to go. He had his whole career ahead of him. He had like so much more. I mean, it's bad to think of it that way straight away. Like, oh, he had so many more movies to give, and I don't mean to jump onto that bandwagon, but you know, he had an incredible life. He achieved so much in the time that he had. He achieved so much, and he never really mentioned any of this stuff once. Like, not on any of the press tours, not to anyone. He focused on actually, you know, telling stories and actually perfecting his craft and being a great person as well as a great actor. So for that, we can only celebrate him, and we should only celebrate him, what he achieved and everything like that. But yeah, I think it's a tough piece of news to actually accept. It's a tough piece of news to actually accept. So, from the bottom of my heart, I hope he does rest in absolute peace. He rests in utmost peace. I do hope he's in a better place, and I hope that his family and his friends and all the people he's left behind find the strength to carry on through this tough time. If you guys want to share your comments, if you guys have any memories of watching his stuff or any thoughts of your own that you want to share, by all means, comments are open. Share however you feel, whatever you want to say. Be respectful, of course. That goes without saying. Be respectful. Read the room and everything. But yeah, I think I don't know if I could have really ended this video without actually at least mentioning that, because it's been on my mind too much today. By the time you guys are watching this, you know, it will be, you know. But it'll probably have been some time. But for me, right now, as of recording this, it's pretty fresh. So yeah, hopefully his family is okay. Hopefully they find the strength to go through with this. And I think as well, it's especially given what killed him. I think it's just like it's a wake up call to anyone. You know, if you ever, you know, find yourself struggling with something like physically, like, you know, and you might be comfortable enough to think it's nothing, but you might not realize until it's too late that it actually is something. So, you know, if you do find yourself struggling with something, then, you know, go see someone about it and make sure it actually is nothing before assuming it. But yeah, may he rest in peace. May he rest in absolute utmost peace. He gave us so much. He gave us all so much, both on and off the screen. On off screen, even off screen, he was a great humanitarian. He was a great. He did so much for so many people. He impacted so many people off the screen too. So he was a great person first and foremost. He was a great human being first and foremost, and acting just gave him that kind of extra kind of power to really impact people and to really spread the love and share his talents too. So he will be missed. He will be sorely missed in and outside of this, in and outside the Marvel universe. So yeah, that's as much as I can muster to say about that. But yeah, that was my reaction for Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it feels weird now. I feel like it should have been like a post-credit scene or something. I don't know, but it feels weird doing my regular outro now after having shared those words. I don't know if I'm going to do it now, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, any thoughts you have on the episode or on Chadwick's passing, feel free to share them down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, bye bye.